Okay, so today is Sunday, June 28th, 2020, and yesterday was the 27th where we had an anti-rally. There was a rally that was organizing outside of Tim Walz's house on 1006 Summit Avenue, and that's the governor of Minnesota for those that don't know. And the rally was for Blue Lives Matter, pro-cop, pro-Trump, anti-black group of people. An anti-rally is when you show up and you speak truth to power. And so what the cops do is they set up two fences and set the fences apart. So, I mean, if you've ever seen the movie Klaus, it's basically like that. It's like the villagers show up and like, F you, F you, F you, you know, like everybody just shouting at each other. And what ensues is basically that, just verbose language and people just getting super upset. And there's a catharsis to it, but there's also, just from my initial take, I think it can be holding up some people's processes to figure out where they want to be in life. I mean, it did get pretty painful and exhausting at certain times. And it could be traumatizing, I think, to people for these anti-rallies and whatnot. But I think folks are going to figure out what they need to do or what's best for them to do however they want. And I'm not going to sit there and say, you know, don't shout at people, don't do that. It is what it is. However, some of our people from the anti-rally went to the other side, and what ensued there was, people shouting at each other in close proximity. However, we need to understand something. In 2015, outside the 4th Precinct, after Jamar Clark was murdered by the police, shot in the face at point blank range, there was protests. And some of the people showed up that were part of white supremacist groups. They showed up with the intention of baiting the anti-racist protesters. And when they bait them, you nudge me, I shove you back, then the other person goes and gets their gun. And so it escalates. And what happened at the 4th Precinct in 2015 was 7 people got shot after a white supremacist popped off 8 shots. And that's pretty accurate. That's better than a cop, actually. And cops, it's just devastating. It's terrifying that that's what happened. So because somebody was baited in, the white supremacist then went and got his gun and popped off 8 shots and hit seven times. He got 10 to 15 years for assault. That's technically a mass shooting. It's a hate crime, but you understand that in these rallies, in these anti-rallies, if you, who are standing for Black Lives Matter and you're standing for social justice, you have to understand historically you will not be protected. The cops were at the anti-rally, not for us, for them. And that shows you where the police force's interests are off the bat. That just shows you where they are. And that being said, you have to be extremely careful. And there's one thing that was said at this rally that I want you to hear, and it's just one of the most amazing things I've ever heard. And so what everything really turned into, we had a large sound system, it turned into a listening session for the pro-Trump, pro-cop rally. And we just did an open mic, and I emceed the open mic and gave it to brown and black bodies who wanted to speak. And one black gentleman said, white people that are here right now, it's great that you're here. We're happy that you're here. Thank you so much. But if this thing gets elevated and somebody gets baited into physical activity, we are the ones who are going to get shot first, not you. So although, you can come to this rally and put yourself at risk, you get to go home in complete safety and nothing's going to happen down the road. So that being said, what I thought was so amazing about it was when he said, right now, white people, we need you to be a shield and not a sword. We need you to be a shield and not a sword. And God, Christ, it kind of breaks my heart. I'm still like coming to grips with it. But when there is a shouting match going on, it's best for a white body to be between the two people, because the police and the pro-Trump and pro-cop people are less likely to hurt a white body than they are a body of color. And it breaks my heart to say that. And that's the reality we live in. And if you are a white ally, you are also a white accomplice. And you got to put your money where your mouth is and put your life out on the line there. Stick your neck out, okay? Because at the end of the rally, you get to go home and It is what it is. But for black people, we're still black. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just in an inherently white supremacist, racist society, that means our lives are at risk at all times, whereas yours is just at risk at that rally. And so, again, I want to drive this home. If you're a white person at a rally, at an anti-rally, be a shield, not a sword. Protect your fellow people of color. And that would be putting your body in between them and the cops, or them and the pro-Trump rally, between them and the aggressor. And I think really that's what it means to stick your neck out. And it may not be your time to lead. It may not be your time to talk. Maybe just your time to show up and hold a sign and chant. That really might have to be what it is. So kind of think about that. Like really take that in. And I want to ask all y'all, for white people that are watching this, what do you believe is the best use of your time and energy at a rally? And for people that have seen white people at rallies, for people of color, what do you feel white people's best roles are at a rally for racial justice? I'm curious what y'all think. Put those in the comments below. Have taken a little bit of a break from doing vlogs, and we've just been out at rallies and protests to film that, and also talk to other people about the work that they're doing. And I think it's really important that we keep that going and keep this going as well. So thank you so much for listening and watching, and we will see you in the next video. Later.